People's ideas about zoos have changed in the course of time. Has this affected London Zoo at all?
Because it's been established for well over 150 years, because it's a city zoo and therefore has to abide by certain regulations in terms of planning and building, it's not been able to change as quickly as many of the people that work in the zoo would have liked. We were very much aware of the demand by members of the public for safari parks, for more open presentation of the animals. But this is less possible in a city zoo, which only has a small amount of space, than it would be out in the country. And while plans have been drawn up, it is going to take us some time to get there.
Do you think safari parks are an improvement on zoos?
The public's demand is for safari parks. Very often, the animals in safari parks need more, they need confined areas where they can be kept warm, be given their needs. In safari parks during the summer, when many people see them, the animals look fine. But often in the winter, they need just the facilities which we can provide them with here. So really we need a compromise. We've got to be able to treat them often in small areas, to get close to them. At the same time, they need large open enclosures at another time. And very few zoos have actually managed to get the right compromise so far.
How does your collection of animals compare with other zoos?
It is a very large collection indeed. It used to be a bit like a stamp collection, and we're certainly going away from that policy. But it's still very large. We have about, well, they say 8,000 specimens. I think really that's still on the high side because it's coming down all the time. And we're trying to keep animals more and more in breeding groups and in groups that represent the sort of societies in which they would live in the wild. That takes more space, and it means you can only keep fewer species.
What about the entertainment aspect of zoos? Would you say it is less important than the educational aspect?
I don't think you can separate the two, because the most important job that zoos can do in a way for conservation is education. But people will not come to the zoo if you're not also entertaining. And if they don't come, you're not educating them. I think education should be entertaining if it's going to work well. So we can't separate the two. We've got to be a place of entertainment as well, but I'd hate us to be aiming for entertainment without our major aims of the people that work here being conservation and the interests of the animals.
Are zoos important from a scientific point of view? What about London Zoo in this respect?
It's one of the most important zoos in the world from a scientific point of view, I think. We do a lot of research here into aspects of reproduction, particularly with the primates, and this obviously has got some interest for medical research as well, but I would hope that it's primarily for the interest of the animals. We do a certain amount of research on feeding, on nutrition, and other aspects of animal welfare, looking into the differences in their blood cells and so on.